holy shit, if a white coat matters, then you are not authentically connecting with your patients. Hi, if that's you, if you think a white coat is going to help you authentically connect with your patients, if you think it's going to help them listen to you more and follow what you say more, then leave. This place is not for you. Because here's what I teach. I teach that you are a resource for your patients, which means that you are going to help them overcome their fears and achieve their goals, which means that you're going to listen to them, that you're going to ask open-ended, targeted questions, that you're going to hear them, that then you're going to pair the resources, treatments, procedures that are available with what they are trying to do. So you're not imposing some ideal that has nothing to do with them on them. They are choosing the treatment that is going to help them achieve their goal. You are going to educate and empower and offer your patients. So you're not looking for them to blindly follow you. You don't need some white coat so that they can put you on some sort of a pedestal. They are not responsible for validating your well-being as a provider, for making you feel better about yourself. That's not their job. Okay. I'm going to get off my little soapbox here for the rest of you. Caring and compassionate providers. For those of you that are humans, wanting to help humans instead of treating numbers and trying to stuff them in a box of some how it should be instead of some standard of care or within normal limits or some expectation. Stick around. Hi, I'm Miranda Nelson. I help healthcare providers go from bored and burned out to truly doing what they love. It is a new era in healthcare. It is an era of authentically connecting. Imposing your ideals is not authentically connecting. It's going to lead to miscommunications. It's going to lead to noncompliance. It's going to lead to a ton of upset phone calls and emails and pointless, no charge follow ups, which, while it might make you look busy, is not the fun and fulfilling and or prosperous and profitable stuff that you want to be doing. That is the stuff that leads to burnout, to bored. What we truly want to be doing is being a resource for our patients, which means that you are going to curate an experience for them where they feel heard, where they realize that you truly are there for them, that you are wanting to help them, that you realize that they are not responsible for your well-being, but that you are a resource that's available to help them on their healthcare journey, that you are a resource on their healthcare journey. Yeah. This is all stuff I teach and I help you clarify and then get really confident on as you develop your authentic, fun, and fulfilling, prosperous, and profitable dream practice. Here's what happens. As patients, from the moment that they connect with your website, your scheduling people, your front desk for check-in, your intake people, whether that's an RN, an MA, a tech, and that by the time they get to you, they know that you truly are there to listen to them. I know it can be done this other way. I was recently in a hospital for 3 days and the provider kept coming in and we would come up with a plan. We would have a plan of action, and then she would leave the hospital room and change her mind and not tell me. I let her know after the first one, hey, this is a problem. And she thought that somebody else had communicated and said that she was going to and that she would in the future. And 3 more times we came up with 3 more plans and she communicated none of those. Things were changed after she left. That still says, I'm better than you. I know better than you. I don't give a shit what your goals are and what your plan is. We're just going to do what I say. I'm not going to refer to her. I'm not going to go back to her. I'm not going to have any buy in with her recommendations. She does need the coat because that is this top down, old school style of practicing that please retire. Please go away. We don't want you anymore. We want somebody that is going to listen to our fears, our worries, our values, our goals, our dreams, our desires. And that is going to then educate us on the concern, on the problem, on the diagnosis, but then also with awareness on the treatment plans available. Hey, we can do this, but I heard you say that this was a concern. Hey, we can do this, but I heard you say that this was a concern. That leaves us these two. Does that sound about right? Cool. What are your thoughts? Okay, let's talk about these two more. True, there's going to be a cost associated, right? Whether it's financial, whether it's time, whether it's effort. There's a cost associated with making change. They're going to be affording something. So, what do they choose to afford? So, you're going to educate them on what's an option to help them with achieve their goals. And then you're going to celebrate whatever their choice is. You're going to ask those targeted, open ended questions and then leave this space for them to communicate with you. You show up without those preconceived notions, without those insecurities, without those supposed tos, not supposed tos, metrics. I know that's all there. It is. And show up and listen for a minute. Staff and educate your patient. Okay, here's what's available. This is how insurance does. This is what we're up against with this or that. Hey, we could do this, but that's a concern. And then you let them choose. So you are not imposing a treatment plan, right? So you don't have to get them to do what you say. They choose what they're going to do. It takes a lot less time. There's a lot less non-compliance. There's a lot less miscommunication. There's a lot less confusion. Your conversion rates for your premium services are going to go up. The all of those like no charge and low charge follow-ups and phone calls go away, creating more space for more new patients and higher coding and more complex coding. So while your revenue goes up, your stress levels can go down. So you're still meeting the metrics. You're still meeting your billing numbers. You're still meeting whatever metrics you have available that are out there. But then this the patient isn't responsible for meeting your goals, your metrics that are necessary, but they do. And they do in abundance. Because when somebody doesn't want the premium thing and you celebrate them for listening to themselves and making a choice for them, awesome. I'm so glad you made this choice for you. I'm so glad you listened to you and you made this choice for you. What they maybe don't choose then, they're going to refer somebody because they didn't feel pressured. They didn't feel like they were responsible for your well being, which they're not. They genuinely felt celebrated for listening to who they are and for listening to their gut and for trusting themselves. Do you know how rare that is in healthcare? And when you are the provider that provides that for someone, your marketing budget goes down because they're going to refer everybody and their brother to you because they felt respected. That's the provider you want to be. It's possible. And with my programs working with me, doing the personal reflection, doing the mindset upgrades, building this foundation, making these choices for you, looking at those insecurities, getting clear on your desires and the feelings that is your goal, honoring that you are, yes, now a leader, that you have left the established path. And leading is simply empowering and unifying your team toward a common goal. That's all it is. We don't have to get all crazy about it. It doesn't have to be all top down and imposy and stressful and rigid and yucky. It gets to be fun. Here's one last point I want to make. As you start making these changes, as you start creating this experience for you and for your patients, I want you to remember that our reporting and healthcare is often a couple of months out. You often are scheduling a number of weeks out, right? And then you're often billing a number of weeks out. And then by the time Q1 is over and they're discouraged and they're not seeing it, all of a sudden those results and those reporting results start coming in Q2. Like, whoa, this is working. It does. I've done it over and over. I've helped provider after provider after provider after provider do this. You can be the caring and compassionate provider that you want to be. You can have the prosperous and profitable practice of your dreams. It can be fun and fulfilling, and you get to do it authentically. You get to empower you, empower your staff, empower your patients. It gets to feel the way that you want it to feel. The starting place is the core collection, is building this new foundation that's available. Okay. This is life changing. That is actually all you need. That self makes your dream practice inevitable. Focus on those of you working with those of you in the central US, in the small to medium sized practices, or that are wanting to someday develop those. So you've housed your practice in a appropriate system right now. So let's maximize that and make that the best that it can be, so that you can build the structures and to support yourself, the systems and structures to support you. So maybe that's financial, maybe that's relationships, maybe that's whatever it might be that you need to get that ball rolling, to break that burnout cycle and begin developing that practice of your dreams, doing what you love. If a white coat matters, please retire. I'm Miranda. I'll see you guys soon.